Good morning. It's Mr. Greg here with the first ever Submissions for Smorgie video. I'm super excited to get this started, and the response has been amazing. I'm up to almost 50 questions for me to answer, so we'll start working through them, and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. Plan to do 2 or 3 a week. Just kind of depends on how busy I am. So stay tuned. I'll get to all of the questions, I promise. Today, our first question comes all the way to us from Singapore. How cool is that? Zara teaches 3-year-olds in Singapore, and she has a question about how I introduce my centers to my students so that they can do them independently. Well, Zara, I do it in a few different ways. One way is that we do a whole group activity with the center so that all of the kids have seen it, they're familiar with it, and they can get started on it. That works really well, especially early in the year with more universal centers. The second thing that I do is introduce the centers in a small group setting using my center groups. You can see behind me the center tubs. So I have 4 center groups. So what I'll do is I'll pull the pink group, show them 1 or 2 of their centers, and then they can get started. And I'll do that with each of the groups. I don't spend a long time doing it, just a few minutes to get them used to it. We'll do a couple of the activities, or use a couple of the cards or whatever, and then they take off on their own. The way that my centers are set up, when I switch out centers every week or every 2 weeks or every month or how often I do it, I'll just move them from this group to this group to this group to this group. So they just slowly make their way through the whole class. The good thing about that is when centers go from the pink group to the purple group, the students in the pink group can go and help the purple group with their centers if they need help. Same thing. The purple center activities go to green. The purple kids can help the green kids. So that works out really well. The kids love to help each other, and they love to think that they're the teacher, so that really makes it easier for me. So once one group of kids have seen the activities, they can teach the rest of the class. Another thing that I'm very deliberate about is when I create my centers, I create them so that they're very similar as far as the type of activities or the way that the center works or what the students need to do. This way, it's kind of consistent throughout the whole year. They've seen the skills, they've seen the games, they've seen the activities multiple times, so they're very familiar with how to do it or what to do and how it works. The only thing is that the skill will just look different. And that again alleviates some of the need to constantly teach new centers. So that's very deliberate on my part. And it makes it easier on the kids. It's not as stressful for them. Makes them a little more independent, and just makes our day go a little better. The second part of Zara's question is one that I get asked a lot, and that is, how do you handle all of the cutting and the laminating? You see me creating a lot. You see a lot of different things happening in my room. I'm always posting pictures of stacks of stuff to cut and laminate and piles of centers on Sundays. Well, I'm very lucky because I don't have to do it all by myself. The mister is a big help when it comes to that cutting and laminating. Got him started helping me cut a long time ago, so he's always been helping me cut stuff out. Just recently, I taught him how to use the laminator. I know, right? So he's very good about laminating and cutting stuff out for me. And that, again, is a huge help to me. That's a lot of work. I understand we all do it. We all have those piles of stuff to cut out and laminate, so it's nice to have that support system. We also have a group of parents here at our school that come about once or twice a month, and they're really good about cutting stuff out. So if I know it's the day for the parents to come, I'll make sure to have a bunch of stuff laminated for them. We also have a mom here in kindergarten who offers to cut stuff out for us all the time, so sometimes we'll send stuff home with her if we need it, with her kids, and she cuts it out and sends it back the next day. So that's, Zara, that's how I get it done. I just have a great support system, and really the mister does a lot of the cutting and laminating for me. But another thing that will help is invest in a good paper cutter. That will speed up the cutting a lot. Some things do require scissors, but definitely invest in a good paper cutter because that can make the cutting go a lot faster. So Zara, I hope that helps. Introduce centers whole group, introduce them small group, and allow the students to teach each other and show each other how to do the centers and keep the centers fairly consistent so that when they grab a center, they've seen that before and they can grab it and go. All right, thank you, Zara, for that great question. I'm super excited to have the first Submission for Smorgie video ready to go. I hope it helped you out a little bit, and I look forward to answering the next question. Thank you, and have a great day.